Get started. So I just uploaded the video of yesterday's class. All of you who missed the class yesterday, you can probably go through that video to see what we tried learning yesterday. And if there's any concept that is not clear to you, obviously I'm here. You can ask me those questions and I'll clarify it. But in summary, what we did yesterday was very simple. We just used a linear equation for drawing a line on a graph paper. Making sound, okay. Okay, Thanu, if you want to come forward, that'll be better even. Yeah. So what we did yesterday was, we just used, Lakshita is also joining. Okay, alright. So, somebody has raised hand?
That was my fault.
Okay. So we just used a linear equation, let's say 2x plus y equal to 14. Nobody is supposed to go to the road. Come back, Tasvik and Nihit. But you guys cannot go to the road without you being visible to me, okay? Because on the road, I will not let you guys roam around. Sit down here. Once I see your dad, then I will let you go, okay? Sit down. So, we use the linear equation for drawing line using this one. Anybody who was in the class who is not clear, let me know. Anybody who was not in the class but is not clear, let me know as well. Yeah, Vivan.
So, sir, I don't understand how to graph them.
We learned how to graph them, yes.
Was there here yesterday, sir?
Okay. I'll touch upon that. So actually, based on whatever we discussed yesterday, we learned how to graph them, and we also learned how to use two equations to solve them also. And some of you had questions, so that's what we wanted to repeat. But just wanted to make sure that whoever was there in the class yesterday, if they have any doubt, I will anyways cover that. But anybody who was in the class but was not able to follow or has any doubt, please feel free to ask. It's okay to ask. I mean, yeah? Okay. Now I see Kartike and Sam also has joined. Alright, so let me do one thing. Since it was a very thin class, only few of you were there. So let me kind of do a quick rundown of what we learned yesterday. And then we will go to the next level where we'll talk about two linear equations, graph them, and then try solving it. Hey Pranav. Alright, so here's the deal. This is my linear equation, 2x plus y equals to 14. Okay, which I'm trying to plot on a graph paper. And if I go wrong anywhere, somebody, if you are clear, if you want to explain or add something to it, please feel free. But yeah, make sure we are not triggering a discussion without a reason, because every minute wasted is a waste of time. Okay, so I'll say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm just right now choosing my unit for the graph paper. Now 2x plus y equals to 14. Now when you look at any equation, if you guys, okay, let me not keep giving reference to yesterday's class. If you have any linear equation and every linear equation, or any equation for that matter, is nothing but a contract. It's a deal between these variables. When I say 2x plus y equals to 14, here x and y have gotten into a deal saying that we have a relationship like this, so that the total will be 14 always. Meaning if you increase the value of x, value of y will decrease, so that total is 14. If you decrease the value of x, y will increase, so that the total is 14. It's a contract, it's a deal between these two variables. Now let's look at the deal here. let's look at this equation and plot or put some values for, let's say when x is 0. When x is 0, what will be the value of y? It will be 14. Okay? When I change the value of x to 2, when x is 2, what will be the value of y? It will be 4, it will be 14. 14 minus 4, it will be 10. When value of x is, let's say, 4, so this will become 8, this is 14. So 14 minus 8, give me 6. When it is 6, 12, it will become 12, y will be 14 minus 2 is 2. See, when the value of x is increasing, see the value of y is decreasing. Yeah? Now, what we will do is, we'll pick any 2 points, x equal to 0 and 14, or let's pick up this one, 2 and 10, and 4 and 6, okay? When x is 2, y is 10, so x is 2, y is 10. This is my 1 point. When x is 4, y is 6. When x is 4, y is 6. So, see, this is my second point. Look at this coordinate plane, how I'm selecting the point. When x is 2, y is 10. I can pick any 2 points, okay? Because ultimately we need 2 points to draw a line. If I have 2 points, I can just connect them and that becomes my line. So here we formed a table with all possible values, and what did we do? We picked any 2 points. We pick this point and we pick this point. And you just connect them. This becomes your line with this linear equation. Okay? Now, again, okay, any question with whatever I have said so far? Is this okay to digest?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, here we have a big table and I could have gone on and on to have even 50 values. We chose only 2. Yeah, Moga.
Isn't this almost like just graphing a coordinate plane?
Yeah, I'm just graphing in a coordinate plane with a linear equation.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we are doing right now.
Yeah.
And what we have to remember here is, we just pick 2 points to draw a line, and that represents this linear equation. Now, you have the freedom to choose any point. Let's say this point on this line. If you pick this point and find out what is the value of x and y for this guy, that will also satisfy this condition. See here, I picked up this point. What is the value of x? 6. What is the value of y? 2. Put this value here. 6 2s are 12 plus 2, 14. See? So this becomes like a contract. This is like a deal between x and y. Hey Kartike, can you hear me okay? Okay. Where is Sam?
Here's the call.
What is that?
She's in the call too.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah. Okay, hey Sam. Now I was just trying to make sure that none of the kids are missing here. Alright, so coming back to the point, when I have a linear equation like this, and we form the table like this to graph it, we just pick 2 points and we have drawn the line. But what it means is, any point on this line, you pick up any point on this line and find out the x and y coordinate, that will satisfy this condition. That is why this is the line for this equation. Okay? So any linear equation, when you plot it on a graph, you can randomly pick any point on the line and that will satisfy this condition. That is why I said that when you have a linear equation like this is a contract between x and y. Meaning x and y have agreed to have values in a way that the total will be this. You pick any point and look at the x and y coordinate and see, fit the value here, you will get the total value of this. That is why I call this a contract. Is everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Everybody understood what I mentioned? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. And trust me, if your neighbor on the screen, yeah, I mean you guys have neighbors on the screen, right? Everybody's online. So if your neighbor on the screen says yes, that doesn't mean you have to say yes. If you have a small doubt, please feel free to ask. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Because I'm not not teaching it for myself, I'm teaching for you guys, right? So if anybody has any doubt, please don't hesitate, don't be shy. It's okay. I mean, I have seen many times, I take 4, 5, 6 attempts to understand something. And that's okay, that's how I understand, right? I mean, I have different level of aptitude. But I will not give any discount to myself that, okay, fine, if everybody in my neighborhood understood in one go, I have to be equally intelligent. No, it's fine. I take more attempts, that's fine. I'm a hardworking guy, that's okay. Yeah? Alright, so this was with one equation and we have drawn this line. That's understood. Now, let's pause this thing for a little bit. Now go back to what we have learned in the previous classes, where we said, okay, fine, I have to solve, let's say, 5x minus 3y equals to 12. And when I gave you guys this equation, say, okay, 5x minus 3y equal to 12, solve this for x and y. Some of you got furious, said, no, sir, this is not possible. You are giving me one equation to solve for 2 variables. This is technically not possible. You have to give me at least as many equations as the number of variables. Yes, Alav?
So basically, can you teach us like the explaining part of the like how to do it? Because sometimes I just don't understand why can't they have to be like 2 equations.
So that is what I have told multiple times. I'll repeat one more time, okay? I have this equation, okay? Yeah, Moga, you are saying something. Let me take all the questions, then I'll go back to what I'm trying to prove. Yeah.
I accidentally raised my hand.
I'm sorry?
I accidentally raised my hand.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, Sagnika, you had a question too? Dikshita, sorry. Dikshita had a question, sorry.
Like, why should the x always be 0? Why can't it be like 5?
You can have 5. So okay. See, I'll tell you why. I have this equation, okay? So, yesterday I showed you guys with 0 for x and y, right? Today I changed my plan. I said, okay, fine. If I have this thing, this is nothing but a contract. Yeah, Moga, you have a question.
Isn't this a 2-step equation?
This is a linear equation right now.
That's 2 variables.
Just 2 variables. So why I was saying that, whenever I give you this equation and say, okay, solve it, you will say, no, I cannot solve it. There are 2 variables. With one equation I cannot solve. I need at least 2 equations. That's what we learned before. But all of us had a question that, okay, why can't we solve this just because you are asking me to solve? My answer is no. If I have an equation like this, if I just use this equation to plot a linear equation, plot a straight line in a coordinate plane, what do I get? I get a straight line. And a line is made of so many points. So many points. Every point is following this contract. But do I have a clear answer? No. I have so many options. Let's say I tell you guys that, okay, today is a Monday and we have the holidays going on. Let's go for dinner today. Let's go out for dinner. And then we keep discussing, okay, we can eat Thai, we can eat Indian, we can eat Korean, we can eat American, we can eat British, we can eat French, we can eat Italian. We can eat. But what are we going to eat? Have we decided yet? We have so many options. My answer could be this, 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 my answer could be this. And I can simply go on. Do I have an answer yet? Answer is no. So if I have one equation, this gives me so many options. This linear equation gives me a straight line, which is made of so many points. This gives me so many options. But has it given me one answer? No. Okay? Araf, does it answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, Advik, you had a question too?
So it's not really a question. So like the graph is technically like a possibility of answers that can answer the question?
Yep, that's what I meant. Yep, yeah, that's what I said. Yep, and you got it right. Yeah. So basically when I have a linear equation, this just gives me a line that will satisfy this contract between x and y. It has given me so many options and gotten me confused. Okay? It has not given me answer yet. That is why, now let's go back to the same thing. That I gave you an equation, I said, okay, solve for x and y. You said I can give you different options, but I cannot give you an answer because I myself don't know. Then you said, okay, if you want me to solve for two variables, you need to give me two equations at least. Now I have two equations and two variables. This is a good situation to be in for solving it. Yeah? Yeah, Muga saying something? Okay. Amuga, are you saying something? No? Okay. Alright. Yeah, yeah. Alright. So what I was saying was, is everybody able to hear me okay? Everybody is fine? Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
So what I was saying was that if I had just one equation to solve for x and y, that was not a good situation to be in. Aryan, you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. You got a little late, but yeah, that's fine. So yeah, we are just continuing from where we had left it yesterday, and I know Aryan, you were not there yesterday, so I uploaded the video of yesterday's class that you can go through once, and that would at least make sure that you are not missing something. But even then, we are covering that in the class today, so you would not be missing much. Okay. So we started with the point that we have an equation, a linear equation that will give me different options, but no valid answer yet. What we need is two equations to be able to solve and get the perfect answer that we are looking for. Yeah? That part is clear, right? Everybody agrees to that?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
what I wanted to extend beyond what we discussed before was, okay, I have two equations. I can use the algebra way to solve it. Fine, what we can do? I can multiply this by 3 and multiply this by 5 and then solve it by isolating this, right? Let's not go there. Let's not do the algebra again. What we can do is we can solve it using graphs itself. We know how to plot graphs with a linear equation. Let's say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. This is my graph paper. Equation 1, let's say this draws a line like this. Equation 2, draw the line like this. So this is my equation 1, this is my equation 2. What do I see? It's meeting somewhere here. These are intersecting each other at some point. Okay? What does it mean? When they are intersecting at this point, what does it mean now? Let's take a step back. Yes, Sam, you had a question? Yeah, somebody had raised hand. I think it was Sam or Kartikeya.
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay, fine. No, I mean, if you have questions, that's why I was just checking. Alright, so let me draw a better picture. I have two equations here. We are trying to solve it. So we have one option going the algebra way. I don't want to do it. I want to find something interesting. Now, since we are dealing with graph, we will use graph. So let's say this is my first equation. When I draw this equation, I draw this line with this equation. This is my first equation. This is the first line with the equation 1. And this is my line 2. Let's say. And they are meeting at this point O. What does it mean? Let's look at it conceptually first. This is my equation 1, which is drawing this line. This is my equation 2, which is drawing this line. And these two are meeting at this point. By looking at this picture alone, what is that we interpret?
both of the points have an answer.
Both of the points
have like the same answer.
I would still keep the math out of the equation for now. I will look at more practical reasoning around this. Yes, Advik.
So like when both points like intersect,
Both.
they both show like what he said, the same point, which is more likely the answer than the other point.
So that's what I said. I will keep math out of the equation for a little bit, so that we don't get biased by math. Let's look at the math, the conceptual side of it. Yes, Araf.
Would this connect to like any of Earth coordinates like latitude and longitude? If that real
Stop it there. So again, as I said, I will keep the math out of the equation for a little bit.
Oh, so like my friend wants to go to an Italian restaurant, and I want to go to an Indian restaurant, and then a place serves both of the.
Exactly. So you are trying to find out a restaurant, an Indian restaurant which is serving Italian food, or an Italian restaurant which is serving Indian food, so that you both can feel your, get your needs fulfilled. Correct? That is how. Now let's look at it from an understanding point of view. Whenever I have drawn a line using this equation, what this means is every point on this line is following this contract. Yeah, Vivan.
I'm sorry, will there be at the top where both of the lines they don't intersect?
There could be a situation. When the lines are parallel, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You will have only two scenarios to deal with when you're talking about two lines simultaneously. Okay, they will either be parallel or they will not be parallel. When they are parallel, they will not intersect, meaning you're not able to solve these two equations. When they are not parallel, they will meet somewhere, be it here, be it on the wall down below. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So, here we are talking about a situation where they are meeting, meaning they are intersecting. Now coming back to the point that this is my line from the first equation, meaning every point on this line is following this contract, meaning every point's x and y coordinate, if I find out and plug in here, I'll get a 12. Everybody with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Second equation is this one, meaning every point on this line is following a contract, meaning x and y coordinate, if I plug in value here, I'll get a 15. Okay? Now when you see this intersecting lines intersecting each other, they are intersecting at one point. This point also has x and y coordinates. Now the beauty of this problem is this point is following this contract and following this contract both, because it's falling on both the lines. Yeah? That is what I wanted you guys to tell me. That okay, if you see a point, intersecting point between the two lines, that means this point follows this line's contract as well as this line's contract, or this equation, meaning there will be a value for x and y which will satisfy this and satisfy this. That is what will be your solution. So what I'm trying to derive from whatever I have been saying so far is that you can solve these two equations in the algebra way, or you can just plot these two lines on the coordinate plane and see where they are intersecting and find out the x and y coordinate. X and y coordinates value is what will be your answer for this one. Yes, Dikshita.
What is the algebra way?
Algebra way is, I think we have done that, right? I mean, let's say we use the isolation technique, right? That okay, if I have one equation with two variables, it's not fun. So what I can do is, I can do some magic, right? I'll say, okay, fine. From this one, I can find out 5x, let's pick up the first equation. 5x minus 3y equals to 12. So 5x equals 12 plus 3y. This goes here, becomes plus. So x equals 12 plus 3y divided by 5. So I got a value of x in terms of y. Now what will I do? X equals 12 plus 3y by 5. I will plug this value in this equation. Okay. So 3, instead of x, I will put this value. 12 plus 3y divided by 5 plus 2y equals to 15. Now you look at this equation. This equation has everything in one variable, only y. Yeah. We can solve it this way. This was one option. Second was the other technique that we learned in the previous class. That okay, fine. This is what can I do to get rid of one of the variable. I can multiply this by, let's say, 3 and multiply this by 5. So then I will have 15x here, 15x here. Then I can get rid of this thing. And then I will subtract. So let's do this. When I multiply the whole equation by 3, the first equation becomes 15x minus 9y equal to 36. This equation becomes 5 3 is 15x plus 5 2 is 10y equal to 30. Now I will subtract this equation from the first equation. So this 2 becomes 0. Minus 9y minus 10y becomes minus 19y equals 30 minus 6 equals to 6. So y equals 6 divided by minus 19. We got the value of y. I can put the value of y in any of the equation here and I will get the corresponding value of x. So this was the algebra way. I think we have done that in the previous class and we need to do a little bit of practice so that this becomes a concept that is completely ours. Yeah. So this is what you guys will get in the assignment for this week. So we'll have to solve. Arab, don't do that. Advik, sorry, don't do that. For this week, we'll do assignments on solving equations in the algebraic way and then plotting the graph for solving it as well. Okay. I'll probably give you guys 4 sums. Okay, only 4 sums, and I would want you guys to solve in the algebra way as well as the graphical way, so that you get to know which one you are finding more interesting for yourself. Okay. Some people find graph way easier, like me, because it's more intuitive, more visible. Some people find algebra way more easy, and I mean both are okay. I mean it's just about knowing both the options, and then when you have a way to choose between the two, you can decide which one is saving you time. Is everybody okay with that? Any doubts?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, Pranav.
Can you explain the format without using the graph again?
Format without using the graph again. Okay. So let's pick 2 simple equations and try solving them. Let's say I have one equation x plus 3y equals to 14. Okay. And second equation is 2x minus 4y equals 8. And again, I'm just making these questions up, okay? So here, this has 2x, this has x. This has 4y, this has 3y. Now we can see, first thing from this is, we want to get to a situation, or we want to build a new equation using these equations in a way that my equation has only one variable. And that's the only way I can get a solution, okay? Meaning I want to get rid of one of the variable. If I had some number of y here and same number of y here, and one being plus, one being minus, I would have been able to knock it off. Yeah? Meaning this is 3 and this is 4. Let's say if I multiply this by 4 and multiply this equation by 3, what it will become? 4x, first equation is this, 4x plus 4 3 is 12y equal to 14 3 is 42. Second equation by multiplying with 3 will become 3 2 is 6x minus 3 4 is 12y equal to 8 3 is 24. Yeah, somebody has raised hand. Yadvik?
14 times 4 equals 56.
14 times 4 equals 56. Yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Dikshita.
Instead of like, so in the table, like in the starting, you put like, for the 3y thingy, you put like, for y you put 14, right? For like, why can't we put like, for y 3?
No, what is that? Say that again?
So like, for the y you put 14, right?
Uh-huh. No, not 14.
So why can't you like put 3 instead of y like in the table? Like 3 instead of 14.
This is not a table, this is just an equation. I just made it up.
No, like I'm asking in the table.
I'm not using table, right?
No, like in the starting you told like 2x plus 4 equals to 14. So like that's what it is.
Okay, no, so that I mean, again, I'm not able to relate to this, but look at these two equations as is, okay? I mean, I have two equations. What we are trying to do is, we are trying to join them, subtract them, or do some magic with them, so that we get one equation with one variable. That is our goal. Now, how do we do it? It is a choice that we can make. I can choose to knock off the x, or I can choose to knock off the y. I saw a positive y here, negative y here, so I thought, okay, let me get to a point where I have same number of y's, and then I'll just add these equations together to be able to solve it. So, or I could have chosen, okay, fine, let me get the same number of x, and then I'll subtract one equation from the other, so I can knock off the x. So here we chose y. If we would have chosen x, I would have just multiplied this equation by 2, and then I would have done whatever I wanted to do. Okay, so here we are picking up this the y to eliminate. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do actually. Is that okay, Dikshita?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what we have done is, I have multiplied this by 4 and this by 3, so that we can get the same number of y, one being positive, one being negative, so that when I add these two equations together, plus and minus gets subtracted or no, nullified. So now if I add these two equations, 4x plus 6x becomes 10x, 12y minus 12y becomes 0y, equals 56 plus 24 becomes 80. So 10x equals to 80, so x became 80 by 10, that is 8. Now I can take the value of x equals 8 and put in any of the equation and find out the corresponding value of y. That will be my solution. This is one option. Second option is this. You can say, okay, these are two equations. So from this I can see, okay, x plus 3y, I'm picking up the first equation, okay, x plus 3y equals to 14. That means x equals 14 minus 3y. So I got the value of x in terms of y. If I pick this value and put in any of the equation, I will get the equation only x is in terms of y, y is in terms of y. So I will have only one equation. Now let's go to second equation. This one. I will not use x, I will use the value of x that is coming from the first equation. So 2 times x, x is 14 minus 3y, plus 3y equals 8. This is my second equation. Yep, yeah, Muga.
Is this what we have to do for homework too?
Yeah. So basically, no. So I'm disclosing the secret for you guys. I will give you guys 4 pair of equations, linear equations. You have to solve it the algebra way, and you have to plot it in the graph also. Okay. So then you will be able to see both the solution approach side by side and see which one is easier for you. Okay. And an interesting fact about this thing is, this is some same thing I taught in the SAT class also for the kids who are in 9 to 12. Okay. So for them also it was like a recap of what they have learned in the past, because when you go for SAT, right, SAT is not about all the sums, all the problems, concept that you learn only in the 11th or 12th grade. It takes everything right from maybe grade 5, goes on till grade 11, and then they have advanced math added to it. Yeah. So everything that you're learning, remember one thing, this is your preparation for SAT. Everything that we practice here, do here, learn here, it's going to contribute towards your SAT preparation. Alright? Amoga, does that answer your question? Okay. Alright. So, second approach that I was, first approach was we tried to do some multiplication and then to combine these equations to get rid of one of the variable. Second is you convert one equation, one of the variable in terms of the second variable, and then put that value in the second equation to be able to solve. Now you have this equation. Second equation became like this. Now let's break the bracket. 14 2 is 28 minus 2 3 is 6y plus 3y equals 8. Now you have this. So minus 6y plus 3y became minus 3y. So 28 minus 3y equal to 8. So you'll bring 8 this side and y this side. So it became 28 minus 8 equal to 3y. So 20 equal to 3y. Y equals to 20 by 3. So you got x equals, so you got value of y. You can put this value into this equation and you can get the value of x. So these are, again, when you have two linear equations to solve, you have three options now. Basically two options. One is algebra way, one is the graph way. Inside the algebra way, you have two options. You can simplify it this way. You can get the value of x in terms of y by picking one equation and substituting in the second equation, or you can look at here itself, multiply one equation with something, second equation with something else, so that you can knock off one of the variable by adding or subtracting. And then third option is algebra. So this is what I would want you guys to learn and practice. And when I'm giving you guys some, I'll probably give you 4 or 5 pair of linear equations that you will use for solving the algebra way or the graph way. Any questions so far? Pranav, was that helping, or did that help you understand what you were trying to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let me take a pause here. Any questions so far? Anybody?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Let me do a roll call to see who has Yadvik. No question.
I was gonna unmute and say no.
Okay. So Tisha, Bhivan, Sagnika, Lokchita, Kush. Anybody, any questions?
No, sir.
No. Okay. All right.
No, sir.
Okay. So now, let me repeat myself. Okay. Some of you have joined recently, so it's a message for them, and a reminder for everybody who has been there in the class for some time. When I give you guys homework, I'll give you guys some assignment. I don't overload you guys with a lot of assignments. Okay. I give you guys 4 or 5 or 6 sums that you can very well solve in 30 to 40 minutes, maximum 1 hour. Okay. So this is assignment or homework for 2 classes in a week, right? So I mean, that much time you have to anyway spend, because that's the only way you can ensure that whatever you have learned, you're able to apply that. Now, the way it works is, when I give you guys assignment, solve it and make sure that you are writing stories. See, any problem and every problem that I solved, did I jump any step? No. I'm doing it one by one. I'm doing one calculation, one step, then I'm going to the next step. I want you guys to get into the habit of doing it that way. And then, when you do it, take the assignment to your parents and walk them through. Say, okay, fine, this was the question, this is what I knew, this is how I have done step by step. You should be able to explain that, okay? Not because I'm trying to do any policing here, or trying to make sure that you guys learn. No, that is not the intent. I'm not trying to kind of doubt any of you. What I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to get a sense of the fact that when you learn something, have you learned it well enough to be able to teach somebody the same thing. And the day when you're able to teach a concept to anybody that you have learned, that's your only way to ensure that you actually learned. If you're not able to explain, that's a red flag for me. That gives me a message that yes, one of the child in my class was not able to understand what I taught. So I have to re-explain that. I have to probably make that even simpler when I'm teaching it to you guys. Yeah. So that is the reason. Okay. So this class, see again, you guys would have attended math classes elsewhere also, right? Here it is different. Different as in, I try to make sure that I am uploading the video for you guys in YouTube, so that while you are in the class, you're not spending a lot of your energy and time taking notes. Because if you are getting distracted taking notes, you would not focus on learning the concept. That's the reason I upload the video on YouTube, not because I'm wanting to become a YouTuber and become a superstar tomorrow, okay? That's not the purpose. It's only for you guys, so that you can look at the video and revise and take notes from that. When you hear my story for 1 hour, you will only retain 10 to 15% of that. So that is where the video helps you make sure that any and every concept that is taught, you are not missing anything. And then when you guys are doing the homework, I'm not giving you a lot of homework because I don't want you guys to stress out. But at the same time, I'm not giving you guys any discount when it comes to practicing what you have learned. And when you learn something, show it to somebody, explain to somebody. That is your assurance for yourself that yes, I actually learned. Because whenever I'm trying to teach you guys, trust me, I put some effort for learning those things myself, for revising those things for myself. Because if I don't do that homework, I cannot sound confident in the class. Okay? So that's the purpose. So I took 5 minutes to explain that to you guys, but I was just trying to make sure that you guys get the message with respect to why we are doing certain things in a certain way. Yeah? Everybody is okay with that?
Yes.
So nobody will do assignment
Yes, sir.
and assume that assignment is done without showing to their parents, okay? Or without explaining to them. Even if they don't show any interest, you have to still explain to them. Yeah? So that is my future student behind Amoga. Okay, all right. So let's move on. So we looked at two linear equations. We looked at how do we plot them, how do we get a solution in a graphical way also. Now anybody in the classroom has any doubt with respect to how do I plot a line with an equation? Anybody? Smallest of doubt. Yeah, everyone.
Sir, I'm getting the answer, but I'm not able to graph it properly.
Okay. Let me give you guys a very simple approach that fits well with my, my level of intelligence, okay? I'm not a very intelligent guy like you guys, right? So, let's say this is my equation, x plus 2y equal to 15, okay? I will not worry about plotting it. What I will do is, I will look at a simple mathematical part. Let me simply put a table. I'll say this is x and this is y. Okay? Because a linear equation gives me a plenty of options to choose from. Plenty of x and y value. Let's see this. When x is 0, meaning this part becomes 0. 0 plus 2y equals to 15. That means y will be equal to 15 by 2, 7.5. Okay, I got my first point. X is 0, y is 7.5. Okay, let's see what will happen if when x is 1. Okay, x is 1 plus 2y equal to 15. So 2y equal to 15 minus 1, or 2y equal to 14. Y equal to 14 by 2 equal to 7. Okay, wonderful. I got my second point. Okay, fine. Now, let's see. We'll not stop there. Okay, let's see. If I say y x equals to 2, what will happen here? That's 2 plus 2y equal to 15. So 2y equal to 15 minus 2. 2y equal to 15 minus 2 is 13. Y equal to 6.5. See, you guys, did you guys see what I'm doing? I'm doing step by step here because I'm not very intelligent. I'm doing it step by step. I'm putting my story here. Yeah, Dikshita.
How do you get 6.5?
13 by 2. 2y equals to 13. So see, 2y equals to 13. So y equals 13 divided by 2. That is 6.5. Yeah?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Vivan. Yeah, you want your question? Yeah.
I have a doubt. So if we go like 0 plus 2y equals to 15, so wouldn't that be like 2y equals to 15 minus 0?
That is the same. 15 minus 0 is 15 only.
So why is 15 not the answer?
2y, see again, 0 plus 2y.
Oh, understood.
Yeah?
2y.
Yeah. No, so I'm not saying that your question is not right. What happens is when you do it, right, you will yourself figure out, oh, I was thinking in the wrong direction. Yeah? Yeah, Dikshita, your question.
Why should it only be 0?
No, I'm not saying why it should be 0 only. I'm not stopping here yet, right? I'm saying, I'm picking up different points. I said, okay, when x was 0, what would have been the value for y? When x is 1, what would have been value for 7? When x is 2, what is the possible value of y? When x is 3, let's see, 3 plus 2y equal to 15. So 2y equal to 15 minus 3. 2y equals to 12. Y equals 12 by 2 equals to 6. So when this is 3, 6. I got 4 points now, okay? If I am kind of very bored, I'll go on filling this table. But I'm kind of tired now, okay? I'm a little tired now. So that's fine. I know that if I have to draw a line, what is the minimum I need? 2 points. Just 2 points. How many points I have? 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point. Every x and y combination is a point. Here I have 4 points. What I need is only 2. Okay, let's go to the graph paper. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. Now, first one, when x is 0, y is 7.5. When x is 0, y is 7.5. It will be somewhere here. This is my 1 point. If you don't want to pick this point, you can ignore this. Okay, fine. I don't want to deal with anything 0. Okay, I don't like 0. When x is 1, y is 7. When x is 1 will be somewhere in the middle. This is 7. See, I got 1 point here. When x is 2, y is 6.5. When x is 2, y is 6.5. Somewhere here. Yes, Dikshita, I'll come to you. Just allow me to put one more point. I'm just trying to make a point. When x is 3, y is 6. 3, 6. I got 3 points. I just joined them. This will make my life. Yeah, Dikshita. Let's see.
So like, if x has 0, why can't like y be 0? Like.
No, you can choose that. You will say, okay, fine. I want to pick what is the value of x when y is 0. So you will put y equals to 0. So x plus 0 equal to 15. That means x equals 15. So this will be a fifth point. Okay. That means when it comes, you will see that this 15 and 0 meaning y is 0, meaning it's cutting the x-axis. So maybe my graph was not correct. Line I have not drawn perfect. It will cut the x-axis at 15. So see, you can choose what are the combinations you want to go for. Yeah. So when you pick, these are the options you have. Ultimately, for drawing a line, you ultimately need only 2 points. You can pick any two points from this combination that you have in the table, and put those points, connect them, and that becomes your line. Yeah. So again, don't be constrained by the fact that okay, I have to put x equals to 0 only. I cannot put y equals 0. No, you have infinite options. This, when you look at this line, this equation, this is nothing but a contract, as I said. It's a deal between x and y, and they have agreed for this, saying, okay, for every value of x, there will be a corresponding value of y. When you put it here, you will get an outcome as this. This is a contract. Any equation is a contract between the variables. Yeah. So you can say, okay, I'm very fascinated with the number minus 30. Let me put x equals to minus 30 and see what is the value I'm getting for y. You will put minus 30 here, plus 2y equals to 15. So 2y becomes 15 plus 30, 45. Y becomes 22.5. So what I'm saying is, you can choose a number of your choice, because when you have a linear equation, it is just a contract between the two variables which says that for every value of one variable, there will be a corresponding value of the other variable which will satisfy this condition. Yeah?
So like, if x is 0, so like, y can also be 0?
No, cannot be. Because if x and y both are 0, this contract is getting breached. If you put x equals to 0 and y equals to 0 in the same point, that means you are picking this point, which is not actually falling on this line. This is not fulfilling this contract. See, this is your deal. See, when you go to the school, you have signed a deal that you are in 6th grade. Can you go and sit in the class for 8th grade? No. Because you have signed a deal with your school that, okay, for the school year 24-25, I'll sit in the 6th grade. That is the deal. You are going to the 8th grade classroom. Teacher said, no, I don't recognize you. You're not part of the deal. Yeah? Alright. Bivan, you had raised your hand.
Oh, sir, I had a question, but I figured it out.
Okay, good. So, always, when you look at a linear equation, trust me, I mean, you will have questions. These are more of an intuitive way of looking at things, right? When you look at a linear equation in an algebraic form versus when you look at that in a graphical form, there is a switch that you have to do in your thought process. And any number that I'm putting here, those are not my numbers. Those are the numbers that you would choose. Okay? I'm just showing you a path. You can choose, okay, I want to go for a number x equals to 200. Nobody is stopping us from doing that. We put x equals to 200 in this contract. It just has to fall in this contract. If you put x equals to 200, value of y will be, see, 200 plus 2y will be equal to 15. The sum of this thing has to be 15. This is the deal. So that means 2y will be equal to 15 minus 200. That is minus 185. So y will be equal to minus 185 divided by 2. That is 92.5. Minus 92.5. So this is, ultimately it is just helping you find out the point in the coordinate plane through which the line will go. Okay? Yeah? Now, let's do this way. I want you guys, I will give you guys 5 sums, only 5 sums. When I say 5 sums, come on in. You're my future student after 5 years. I'm not in a hurry. See, kids are scared of me now. Okay, so there are a few things that you have to keep in mind. One thing is, every equation, be it a linear equation, be it a quadratic equation, be it any form of equation, any polynomial, anything, it is just a contract, it is just a deal, it is an agreement which says that this is how these variables are going to behave. Meaning, one value of one variable will have impact on the corresponding value of the other variable so that the outcome doesn't change. This equation will never ever result into something like this. If you have an equation like this, x plus 2y equal to 15, you will never ever have value of x as something, let's say 5, and value of y as 8, satisfying this condition now. If you put x equals to 5 plus 2y is what? 5 plus 16, 21. Is this same as this? No. So this combination is not accepted. This is not part of the deal. This guy is an outsider. Yep. When I say outsider, meaning when you plot this line on the graph paper, this point 5 and 8 will be somewhere here, outside the line. Meaning every point that is on the line will follow this contract. That is how the combination of x and y will be figured out. If it is not following this condition and the outcome of the x and y is not giving you 15, that is not going to be part of this family following on this line. Yeah. So this is the first thing, the line thing. Second thing is algebraic way versus the graphical way. Both are leading to the same thing. When you have a linear equation, it is just giving you possibilities of combination of x and y. It's not giving you a solution. When you have two equations, plot them wherever they are intersecting each other, that is your combined answer. So when you have two equations to deal with and find out solve it for x and y, you can do it algebraic way like we did, versus you can plot them on the graph and see where they are intersecting and find out the x and y coordinate. That is your answer. Okay. And again same thing, like this equation is every point on this line is following this contract. If you have a second line, every point is following this contract. The common intersecting point is following the contract of this guy and this guy. That is how by solving these two equations you get the x and y coordinate here. Okay. So this is the understanding part of it. I would want you guys to solve 5 pair of equations, algebraic way and the graphical way. It might sound stupid because you guys have solved it in the previous class also, but now we are trying to put them together and build an understanding or interpretation out of it. Okay, that's the goal. So just solving it for the sake of solving it is not the purpose that we are trying to achieve. Our goal is to put it here. Okay, put this concept here so that when you guys have to explain to somebody, you have zero doubt in your mind with respect to why you are choosing one option versus second option. And when you are in the examination hall and you have the option of choosing between one of the two, you know which one works better, faster for you, and then you can decide which one is helping you save time. Okay, without compromising on the right solution. Okay. All right. Any questions? Any questions before I say enjoy the rest of your week?
No, sir.
All good?
Bye, sir.
All right. Take care. See you guys on Saturday. Wait for the